Hey, good work. Hey, so guys, we're here with Carly Hendershot, the Ball State Daily News, Rebecca Kinzer for the Ball State Daily News is interviewing right now. So, we're just gonna be eyes and ears here.
So I know you say it's part of the system, which you say is unfortunate.
Yes. It's basically all about the contract and the rules. Unfortunately, they can't really say much about the situation, but I think they are open to further discussion, which is really great. And I hope that happens in the future.
Do you think, are you personally going to continue the discussion I know they kind of said they were welcome to continue talking to you. Do you plan to?
I hope so, yes.
You hope so? Great. So why is this something you're so passionate about?
I'm really passionate about serving the students and voicing their concerns. Throughout my 4 years here at Ball State, I've been very involved on campus, and I simply want to be able to voice those concerns that the students have. And it's not just the students here, it's also the faculty and the staff.
Great, yeah. Do you think everyone who attended this meeting, all the students, do you think some of their concerns are kind of alleviated now too?
I would hope so, yes. We didn't exactly get the answers that we were looking for, but like I said, the board seems to be very open to discussion and hearing our concerns.
Thank you very much for your time. I appreciate it.
Thank you for coming.
Yes.
Thank you, Carly. Nice seeing you again.
Nice seeing you too.
All right, so that was just Carly Hendershot. She's the former SGA vice president. In case you missed it, she spoke on behalf of the student body, not necessarily on behalf of the student body, but on behalf of the students who were wanting to sit in, and made a statement to Rick Hall. If you want to read or watch that statement, you can go back on one of our last Periscope broadcasts, or go to ballstatedaily.com where we have developing stories, and where you can check out our Twitter in case you miss anything. I'm going to see if anyone else is being interviewed here that we can tag along, and so you guys can get some insights on. Here we go, got some more students here. Excuse me.
It's been a really big topic on campus about President Ferguson's resignation. And so everyone's been talking about it, and speculations and gossips and going around. And so Carly got the idea for all of us to go to the trustees meeting to get some answers and see what's really going on. And I love the idea.
So now that it's all said and done, now that we've heard from Carly, do you feel better about the situation? Do you think that the gossip and the speculation are going to...
That's never going to stop, no matter what they say, because a lot of people don't trust the bureaucratic decisions or their explanations for what they do. And so there's always going to be gossip, there's always going to be speculation. I feel like their answer was as good as they can give it to public scrutiny.
Yeah.
But there could have been a lot more explanation, a lot more discussion.
Yeah, so would you say you're not exactly satisfied?
Not at all, no.
That's a little unfortunate. I don't think any student came here today expecting to leave here unsatisfied. Well, I don't know. Maybe they did.
Yes, I totally expected for them to say, "Oh yeah, a huge scandal," and so we fired him. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm sure no one really thought that would be the answer they get. So what do you think then was the inspiration for all these students to come and kind of support Carly, and even if they didn't know Carly?
Well, Ball State, as Carly said, Ball State is our home, and so if something happens here, we obviously want to know what happened and how is this going to affect us as students.
And I know it's hard to tell at this point, but how do you think it's going to affect us as students at this point?
Well, new administration is president, so that's always going to lead to change. But other than that, hopefully new and exciting things happen with this new president.
Hopefully, we can hope.
We can always hope.
Yes. Thank you very much for speaking with me. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Ryan!
All right, so yeah, we're just talking to some students right now. The board basically said in response to Carly Hendershot's statement that basically it was a personnel matter, and then really was, and for that reason it's private, and that they're not going to reveal the reason why Ferguson left and resigned. So.
I talked to Carly and the other student.
The most of them like the student. It looks like everyone.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah, so most of the students seem to have cleared out here. I don't know if there's going to be any more interviews. You know, I'm following around Rebecca Kizer for the Daily News. So. Sorry, say that again. What did you ask? No, they said personnel, not personal. But because it's a personnel matter, they can't disclose it. Personnel matters with the university tend to be private and can't be disclosed. It's the same. They cited the same reason for like student records. Like you can't share student records like public. So that was the reason they gave. Are you guys planning on interviewing any of the trustees or at all? Okay. Yeah, we're not gonna. We've already interviewed this trustees in the past, and they're probably not gonna give us any more than they already have. So I'm gonna see here if Rebecca's gonna interview any more students, get more student insight.
I mean, if you want, I don't feel like I have very much to say.
No. Okay.
I don't know, I feel like the board was about as transparent as they could be. It's hard for me to judge whether or not their answer was adequate because I don't know whether it really was just a personal matter of Mr. Ferguson or whether it was one of the speculative rumors that was going on. So it's hard for me to judge whether the answer is adequate or not knowing for certain.
And I think that's the tough thing. They kind of ask students to come here. Students are really receptive in coming, but it's still hard to tell. I agree with that. Could I get your name?
Ryan. R-Y-A-N.
And your last name?
Wallstrom. W-A-L-S-T-R-O-M.
And what year are you?
I'm a sophomore.
And what's your major?
Hey, there's some students that are recall some questions. We're gonna head over there right now.
So that would be clause 14.6, that the president may resign at any time during the term of the that could be not less than 30 days written notice, etc., because of changes in the composition of policies of the Board of Trustees or any other events or occurrences of material fact he can no longer properly and effectively discharge his duties as president. And that doesn't sound like the same situation because it doesn't include the 60 days sabbatical or severance. That's the situation we're talking about, and that doesn't sound like the one.
But as you know, we entered into a separate agreement that provided the terms under which he would resign.
So a new contract is provided.
That's right. So you guys have seen the severance agreement, right?
That is Has it been made public?
Yeah. So that replaces this agreement.
Okay, so moving on to a different question then. How do you address student concerns that the president can be paid around $450,000 in severance, there's $150,000 to hire him, and now there's a separate salary being paid for an interim president. Those costs in total add up to more than his salary while you serve as president, and all of this is being paid for by the students. How do you address those concerns?
I could understand why they would ask that. In a change of an executive at this level, it's common to have a payout of that nature. I mean, you see it all the time in other executives at the presidential level, and you guys are focused on the office of president, which is very important. You also see it an area that gets a lot more publicity with respect to athletic contracts and things of that nature. So I could understand why you would have some frustration with that, but it's something that's very common and it doesn't change.
Well, there's
When you
already a
have
plan
somebody-
that shows how this is going to go down, how you're going to be able to recompense those funds that we've already given.
Can I interject for just a second? Your student records are private, and you would be very unhappy if we shared those with anybody without your permission. When there's and the personnel files are very similar. We don't treat Dr. Ferguson any differently than any other employee at this university. So he's entitled to privacy. There's a confidentiality agreement that's in his personnel file. So we need to abide by that.
And you're absolutely correct. But as a student worker, I know that with my coworkers, if one of my coworkers leaves or is fired, if they leave for I just have too much time, there's no issue explaining they're leaving because they no longer have time. There's no breach of trust there. If they say I'm leaving because of health reasons, no one's going to inquire. I'm leaving for personal reasons, family reasons, no one's going to inquire. No reasons have been provided. And as a student body, if Ferguson, I'm not saying this is the situation, but if he said I have to step down because of health reasons, because of family matters, that would be something to respect. But based on this confidentiality agreement, it sounds like a situation that we're familiar with as employees or as student workers, where if a student has done something wrong and has been fired, they won't make any statement about that, which is what you're talking about, or in which the university did something
Not
that would
necessarily.
make. Can I finish? Or that the university did something that was displeasing to the student, and as a confidentiality, they wouldn't release that, so they wouldn't tarnish the university's name. So, what is your defense for saying that?
We have shared everything we possibly can share in terms of confidentiality agreement. So there's nothing more to add. You've got
And is that
everything.
confidentiality based on the severance agreement or the
The
contract?
confidentiality clause is based on what you've already been provided, so we're kind of going over and over the same territory.
I mean, is it based on the severance agreement or the original contract?
There's a confidentiality agreement in place, and we've gone over and over the same material over and over and over again. So that's all there is.
Agreement tied to the severance agreement or the original contract is my question. Okay. Isn't it suspicious that that confidentiality agreement is based
There is
after the
nothing
rest?
further on this.
I'm just
I
saying
appreciate your frustration. I understand. It's okay to ask the question, but the answers are going to be the same. So
I think a lot of students are frustrated because he was very well liked, extremely well liked, very personable, one of the students. He did a lot of wonderful things, and the plan that was created for the future was something that people really liked and wanted to get behind.
well, and you know something, that's a great point.
Right, I
That's a
want to
good
comment
point.
on that. And that doesn't mean that we're not supportive of that plan in the future. That doesn't mean that we wouldn't look for the same qualities in a successor to his president. Because and that's the kind of feedback that we need from you, particularly as we go to look for a successor for Dr. Ferguson, is what do you really want in a president? Because on the search committee, we'll have a student representative on the search committee, and we'll have public forums where you guys can come and express your views. And on the financial issue, I mean, I can understand why you'd ask that question.
I mean, a lot of us are paying a lot of money to go here, and we want to know, is our money being invested? We're invested in the community. We want to know if the community of Ball State is invested back into us. Because who's to say this can't happen again in another 4 years? And what's the plan in case this does happen? I know you guys don't want it to happen.
No, we're
Nobody
all
wants this situation.
this happen.
But, how do we move on from here?
Well, one thing that's important to remember is that the Board of Trustees supported all of the plans. If you go back and look at the press releases that are archived on the website, you'll see that the board was behind the Centennial Commitment. This the strategic plan has been in the works and in play for 2 years. Chairman Hall has had a significant role in developing that. The board voted for it. That's all going forward. So it's a legitimate concern, but there really isn't a need for concern because the trains are moving forward.
But you're the one driving the train. Students are ready to move forward. That's the thing. You guys keep saying there's nothing to be worried about, and you're denying the fact that students are worried.
A lot of people.
No, don't take that away. I mean, that's why we're having this conversation. That's why we welcomed you to participate today, because we're hearing that you're worried. We're trying to reassure you that things are going to be okay, because we truly believe it. So we're listening and doing the best that we can. And I hear you on the finances, and we are financially sound. You know, our bond rating is strong. These are the rating agencies that come in and look at, you know, and we're very, our financial strength, and we're very sensitive to tuition. We had the lowest tuition increase in 30-some years.
Oh, definitely. And that's not my concern. My concern is we have put money towards this. And since President Ferguson has left, the money that, can someone explain this better than me? You mentioned it.
Money for him outside of his actual service than in his service. And that does not, I mean, I'm not denying he deserves severance, I agree with that. But in a situation where Laura broke the contract, understood she was up there to retire, that was provided information she is retiring. In a situation where he's breaking the contract, it sounds like students deserve some explanation. When we are paying so much money, no one's denying we should pay that money, but if we are, we should have that information. No one creates a confidentiality agreement unless there's something to keep hidden. If there was really any reasons, like he's retiring, that's fine, good for him. If he is in poor health, we would love to know that and send our thoughts and prayers to him. However, if there's something that cannot be divulged, that sounds like there's something to be hidden and something that would make the students upset.
You know, how it's affect our tuition for next year. You know, there's money involved too.
Tuition's been set for next year.
That's good.
That's solid, and that's not going to have any
That's
impact.
right.
But we are bound by the terms of the confidentiality agreement. We appreciate your concern, but I've got to go ahead and get on to his next thing.
Thank you again for coming out.
Thank you very much, guys. We appreciate it. You're welcome to attend anytime. Remember, these are open public meetings.
All right, so yeah, just a group of students were, you know, went up to Rick Hall and asked him some questions about the severance contracts and the confidentiality agreement. You know, we got some more stuff here.
And then the last name is...
We're wrapping up here. Everyone's kind of leaving.
And then what's your grade and major?
I am in 10th grade, and I'm an English lit major. I have a minor in history.
Yeah.
Did you ask a question?
Oh wait, you're in high school?
No, I'm in... I always think that, like, when you're a sophomore, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm 10th grade. No, I'm a sophomore. I apologize. I'm a little, like, still shaken up, but
I'm AJ. I'm with the DN too. I'm just
cool.
video.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Is there anything else you guys need?
Yeah, so I saw you guys were expressing, like, what was the major source of your frustration with, because I could see you guys were getting flustered.
Yeah, honestly, our frustration and my own frustration. Oh, sorry. Is that we don't know. Like, we have a right to know because this is a public university. We pay taxes for it. And there was a letter going around that Dr. Tim Berg had written talking about different students' frustrations and fears, wondering, you know, I chose the school because of their graduate program. What if that changes because, you know, the president's able to be changed, and there's just so much unrest, and we have a right to know. And I agree with what Levi said while I was talking here. If it's a sickness or something else like that, you don't have to give all the details, but we do have a right to know, because by not speaking about it, the university is saying nothing, and it just kind of spreads rumors. And yeah, we all like gossip and rumor and stuff. That can happen, but we want to know because we want to be able to put our trust back into the university.
Mm-hmm. And what are your thoughts on Rick Hall and then Joan Todd, the woman who was the spokesperson for the university? What were your thoughts on their response?
You know, I'm just really grateful that they spoke to us. I am a little disappointed. I feel like there could have been more that said, but then again, I know that there's some things that you can't say. So I'm grateful that they talk with us. I wish we could have had a little bit more. I know they say that they're being transparent, but sometimes transparency hurts, and sometimes you have to be a little vulnerable when you're transparent. And that's not what we're seeing. We're seeing a lot of, like, I'm just going to hide behind this. You know what I mean, Quentin? Yes.
Do you guys have any questions? Yeah. Well, thank you so much for talking with us.
What's your name again?
I'm AJ.
AJ, nice
Yeah.
to meet you. And then
I'm Kara.
Karen, nice to meet you too.
I'm Caitlin. Sorry, I was just like
We're all with the diff.
creeping
Okay.
in.
Yeah.
That's totally fine.
Yeah. So yeah, I think that. Thank you.
You're welcome. Good job today.
Thanks. All right. Well, thank you guys for tuning in and watching us and taking paying attention to everything that's been going on. We appreciate you following us and interacting with us. We'll probably try to do more Periscopes in the future for various events on campus. So stick around, pay attention, all that other stuff. All right. Thank you. I can't. How do you stop?